Hey, welcome back to The Upload. This is your quick hit of what's happening in the creator economy. If you're new, every weekday we basically slide into your feed with a fast, no fluff breakdown of some of the latest news trends, tools, and updates from the world of creators and digital entrepreneurs. So, whether you're a full time content machine or just building your side hustle one post at a time, this pod is your daily companion for staying in the loop. All right, so today's episode is a good one. We're going to be talking about OpenAI possibly building a social network, TikTok's new take on community notes, and how YouTubers like MrBeast and the Sidemen are straight up taking over your TV. All right, so let's dive in. All right, let's kick things off with a wild one. So, OpenAI, yes, the same folks that are running ChatGPT, which all of us are probably using at this point. I know I use ChatGPT on a regular basis. They might be building a social network. So let's just let that sink in for a little bit. All right. So, according to The Verge, there's a prototype floating around internally at OpenAI. It's kind of like X/Twitter style feed built on top of ChatGPT's image generation tools. And Sam Altman is apparently shopping the idea around quietly, getting feedback from folks in the industry. And so no one's sure if this will be a standalone app or just baked right into ChatGPT. My take is that it'll probably be a standalone app so that it kind of lives just like other social platforms. But either way, it's giving some serious, hey, we're coming for Musk and Zuck energy happening here. So my take is this. This is really less about social media and more about data. All right, so if you think about it, Musk has X slash Twitter. Meta has Facebook, Instagram, Threads. All of those platforms give them access to real time user generated content, which is a gold mine for training their AI models. All right, so with OpenAI, though, there's not so much. There's not so much happening. But if they did launch a social network, suddenly they've got their own stream of live, messy humans, creating content to feed that machine. All right. And so get this also, Sam Altman already joked about buying Twitter for just under $10 billion after Musk tried to buy OpenAI for 97 billion. And so there's definitely some rivalry there that isn't just business. It's personal. And so, here's really the big question. Would you use a social network powered by ChatGPT? So, imagine having AI help you craft the perfect meme or tweet/post or your hot take every single time. Is that cool? Is that kind of weird or creepy? Maybe a little bit of both. Let me know on LinkedIn or on Instagram on your take. I'm really curious what creators are thinking about this one and really see where this goes. All right, this might be nothing. It could be something game changing in the coming months. All right. Let's get on to the next headline here. All right. Sorry for the audio. We are still working through our run of show here, but the next headline here is TikTok is dipping its toes into crowdsourced moderation. Yes, they just announced a new feature called Footnotes, and it's basically their version of Community Notes, which is, if you're not familiar, it's the fact-checking system that started over on Twitter when it was still called Twitter. And so here's how it works. TikTok says that Footnotes will let users add context to videos, not flag them, not report them, just add relevant information. And so, just like on X, notes only show up when people from different viewpoints agree that it's helpful. And so, that part is actually pretty clever, because instead of relying on the platform itself to make judgment calls, or worse, just letting the algorithm push the hot takes, it's actually a bit more democratic. And so the more people contribute across different topics, the smarter the system gets. Kind of like Wikipedia meets peer reviewed Snopes, right? And so here's my thoughts though. Crowdsourced content is cool, but it's not a replacement for real moderation, right? A little while ago, actually, I think earlier this year, TikTok laid off a chunk of its trust and safety team. And now they're rolling out this new system that relies on you and me, essentially, to clean up the content. And so I don't know. I mean, it feels a little like, we're downsizing the fire department, but don't worry, we're handing out buckets, right? So to kind of take care of yourselves. And so that said, this could be a great tool for creators who want to build trust with their audiences, right? So imagine if you posted a video and someone adds a footnote that says, hey, this clip was from 2019, not last week, right? That's not a takedown, that's just context. And context is powerful, it's useful. And so here's what I'm watching. Will this make TikTok a more trustworthy place to share and discover information? Or is it just another layer of duct tape on the moderation problem every platform is struggling with? All right, let me know. My DMs are open, LinkedIn and Instagram. Let me know if you're one of the first folks to become a Footnotes contributor. I want to know how that goes. Sorry about the audio. We are going to clean up a lot of these bugs here over the coming days. I would say, I'm learning really fast on some of the tools that we're using here for recording, and yeah. So bear with me. This is sort of a fun learning experience for me with playing with some new tools and stuff. But hey, before we get on to the third and final headline today, I want to thank our friends at Opus Clip. This episode is brought to you by Opus Clip, which is the easiest way to turn your long form video content into short viral clips. All right. If you've seen a lot of these, if you follow comedians, for example, they're using Opus Clip, right? A lot of them. I was actually talking to the guys over at Opus Clip, Franz and Connor and Grace at NAB just a couple of weeks ago, and they were telling me about all the comedians that are using Opus Clip for their reels, not reels, shorts, and Instagram stories and TikTok. It's actually pretty cool. But not just comedians, all sorts of creators are using Opus Clip. They're just blowing up. I'm pretty sure they're hiring as many people as they can at this moment as well. So here's how it works. You drop in a YouTube link or any video from Dropbox or anywhere. They've actually got a feature that is literally called Clip Anywhere. And so what Opus Clip then does is it uses AI to find the most engaging moments and generate captions, format them for TikTok, for shorts, for reels. And there you have it. All of a sudden, your content is instantly more shareable. It'll find those perfect moments that are engaging, right? And so I've been using it for my own videos, and it saves so much time. It will actually even rank each clip by virality score, so you know what's most likely to pop off. All right, so give it a free try, and if you want to get some credits, I'll drop a link in the show notes as well to go check them out. All right, so let's get back to the show. All right, here's a wild thought. What would you say if I asked you, what do the Sidemen, MrBeast, and Jake Paul all have in common right now? Give you a second. Let me think about it. All right, here's where I'm taking you. They're not just dominating on YouTube; they're crushing it on YouTube, but they're literally taking over your television as well. All right, Netflix just dropped season 2 of Inside, which is Sidemen's reality show that originally blew up on YouTube. It did so well, Netflix is already planning a US version. All right, so if you're in the US, I'm sure you've seen this, but yes, now they're planning a US version that's on top of Sidemen, selling out Wembley Stadium. I believe it's 90,000 seats. I mean, it's wild, it's where I believe, and again, I'm Canadian, but I know a little bit about this, but I believe this is where the England's national team plays, Wembley Stadium. Correct me if I'm wrong, and I will stand corrected, but they just sold out Wembley Stadium for a YouTuber charity football match, right? No big deal. And so then there's MrBeast, whose show Beast Games is officially the most expensive reality show ever made. Most expensive reality show ever made, right? Amazon reportedly paid $100 million for season one. And the rumor is he's shopping around season 2 and 3 for $150 million each. Now, this is what happens when creators build massive global audiences and start thinking like production studios. MrBeast spends over $1 million per video. He's very public about that. Sidemen, they have 100 person team. So these creators are not hobbyists, right? They're full on media empires. And even YouTube CEO said that TV screens have officially overtaken mobile as the main way people watch YouTube in the United States, right? So TV is not dying. It's just getting a creator powered facelift, to be honest. I watch a lot of our content on YouTube on our TV, right? I watch so much. There's vlogs, there's even news, I watch it all on YouTube, and I watch it on TV, right? And so it's just, this is what's happening. This is, as a creator, my hot take here is pay attention to that trend. Pay attention to people that are still looking to watch content on TV. I know we all have mobile phones now that we're carrying around, but when somebody wants to watch something long form, sometimes they'll just sit back on the couch, watch it on the TV. And so as a creator, really think through that behavior, because that's just going to keep on happening over the years. It's going to keep on growing, all right, with the consumption on TV. All right, that's it for today's episode of The Upload. If you found this useful or my technical difficulties entertaining, consider sharing it with a fellow creator. And don't forget to subscribe or follow this podcast on your favorite podcast app, whatever they may be. If you have a few extra seconds, I would love a review on whatever platform you listen on. That really helps get the word out to new listeners and new creators and industry experts in the creator economy to get wind of the podcast. And also, if you want more, I'm always posting on creator news on LinkedIn and also on Instagram, sharing content there as well. So let's connect on there. And then lastly, if you haven't yet, I would love for you to subscribe to the Upload newsletter. And so I'll have links to everything in the show notes. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you're caught up. I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. Again, my name is Balasabas. God bless you. We'll talk soon. Take care.